A peasant cat is not a very sophisticated cat. Depending on the vegetable, the shape of the cat can be either square, triangle, half moon shape, circle, and so on. So the idea really is to have everything small, up to 2 millimeters for the rectangle or for long shapes, and it could be square up to a centimeter. Now the idea really is to have everything fitting a tablespoon when you eat your soup. So here I have different types of vegetable cuts. Let's have a look. Green beans, so they're cut into circles. Celery, triangles and squares. Same thing for the carrots. Green cabbage, long rectangles. Leeks, same thing. Square of turnips with a few triangles. And potatoes, same shape. To cut your carrots into paysanne, you want to have them in small pieces, so cut them in half, cut the thinnest part lengthwise into 4 pieces, then put them together, position your finger, claw position, and cut it into little triangles. Cut the other part lengthwise and into 3 pieces. Put everything together. Position your hand on the claw position and cut it. So as you can see, a paysanne can be square or triangle for carrots. So repeat the operation with the remaining carrots. To cut your turnips into paysanne, you will need to cut them into square of 5 millimeters, which is exactly the same size as Macedon. Let me show you. Cut your turnips into 5 millimeter slices. Then cut your slices into 5 millimeters sticks. Rotate. Don't worry about the trimmings or the corners. Then cut each stick into 5 millimeter squares. And repeat the operation for all the slices. To cut your leek into paysanne, you will need to wash it first, and then because you have split it in order to wash it, then you're going to go through and you're going to divide the larger leaves, like this one for example. Or that one. This one. Good. Put everything together, hold it, position your finger very well on the claw position, and slice it. I like the smell of leeks. It's very fragrant. And then the white part. Then cut it into 4 pieces, or divide it. And cut almost to the root end and discard this. If a recipe calls for the white part of the leek, you will have to use this part. If a recipe calls for the green part of the leek, then you will have to use this part. Now, if the recipe doesn't precise, it's because you have to use both. That's simple. To cut the celery into paysanne, First of all, it's something I like to do before using celery ribs, is to peel them. So with a paring knife, I'm going to just to get the strings. So like so. There I'm picking up the strings. This is pretty tough. So I like to remove it all the time. Let's take another one. Good. And remove the leaves too. Cut the celery in half. Then cut it into little sticks, lengthwise, and finally into little cubes or rectangles. About 4 millimeters, 5 millimeters pieces. And if a rib is bigger, just divide it in two. There we go. Do the same with the remaining ribs. To cut your green cabbage into paysanne, so take a quarter of the cabbage that's been cored and washed, cut the cabbage into 1.5 centimeter section, or about 1/2 inch sections. And as you see, the cabbage is so tight, okay, so that it's going to stay together and it's going to cut into many small pieces. The pieces seems to be big for a paysanne, but the cabbage is going to shrink while cooking, so it's going to reduce. So make sure you keep your fingers into a claw position and you wash what you're doing. A green bean paysanne will be something you will be using as a garnish in a potage, such as potage cultivateur. So the shape of the paysanne will be round because of the shape of the green beans. So take a few green beans, maybe a couple green beans at a time, and place them together, and you're just going to slice them into about 2 to 3 millimeter slices, okay? To hold your green beans, position your index finger and thumb on each side and position the rest of the fingers on the claw position over and slice.